It's Monday, May 4th. Warmest day of the year so far. 80-degree temperatures are expected, 70s along much of the coast. The boat yards are keeping real busy now, getting center consoles like this beautiful contender hot, ready, and into the water. If your boat is not in the water, I would encourage you to start working hard to do so, because the bass, the bluefish, the weakfish, everything's running hot and heavy. New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine. I'm Jim Hutchinson, and before we get into the week's top catches, let's talk real quick about the striped bass regulations that everybody's been talking about. Keep in mind, in the state of New Jersey, before new regulations can take effect on striped bass, it has to be passed into law. Back in March 16th, the Senate and Assembly approved a new measure for changing the striped bass regulations to 1 at 28 to less than 43, 143 and above. That's been sitting on the governor's desk since then. And on Friday, May 1st, 45 days, that was when the bill was supposed to take in effect. The Constitution says if the governor doesn't sign it after 45 days, it's automatically law. But there's a caveat, folks. On that 45th day, if the Senate and Assembly is not in session, which they weren't, the law can't take effect, which it didn't. So this past weekend, it was 2 at 28 because the governor hasn't acted. Here it is Monday. I am fully expecting Governor Christie to do something about this today, because it has been a complete fiasco. Some of the regulations say that law has changed. Some of the regulations were pulled back. And the fact of the matter is, we do not have a clear and concise idea of what's happening with summer flounder, which, folks, it starts on May 22nd. Or black sea bass starts on May 27th. Weakfish, 1 at 13. Striped bass, it's a fiasco. I expect it to be taken care of this week, either by Governor Christie himself, perhaps today, or the Assembly later this week. For all those details and breaking news and all your questions, go to thefisherman.com, because we've got the breaking news there. As far as the breaking bluefish action, it has been on fire through just about all of the state. It's a great time to get the kids into the action. 6-year-old Luciana Pistrito, of Harvey Cedars, she was out on the beach with her parents. Harvey Cedars scored this 6-pound bluefish. It's great on the chunks. They're taking clams, they're taking medals. Bluefish, the party boats of racing for bluefish, like the Belmar Princess. It looks like the old days with folks out on the party boats getting in onto the bluefish action. Best in years is what the guys are saying in the western part of the Barnegat Bay over near Oyster Creek. Devin Crespo can attest to that. Young man had a nice bay gator caught on Barnegat Bay this weekend. Hey, don't forget, when those bluefish are in making a mess out of baits, it's a great time to chunk underneath them for striped bass and for weakfish as well. Dom Tallarico is the first person on the Dreamboat contestant board. Subscriber Dom had a 6.5-pound weakfish. He's always on the board first. Those weakfish are in. And I said start chunking for him. What are those bluefish eating? Well, they're on bunker, they're on shad, they're on herring. Look at this, they're also in on some short bass as well. Has anybody told the bluefish that we're trying to protect the striped bass? This photo was taken by my friend Greg O'Connell. He emptied the stomachs of some bluefish that he caught, submitted the photo to Riptide Bait and Tackle. Those bluefish are making a mess. And keep in mind, those chunks put down on the ground, on the bottom, that's when those bass are coming up behind them. That's when those weakfish are coming up behind them. Striped bass, from south to north, the big striped bass are up on the Raritan Bay. We've also got reports that Broadkill Beach on the south side of Delaware Bay, down on the Delaware coastline, has just been shoulder to shoulder with guys like Jeff Sherwood here. 21.7-pound striper from Broadkill weighed in at Lewis Harbor. Our reports this weekend are also showing that striped bass are on fire down at Fortescue along the beach. Guys using bloodworms and clams. It's just been taken off all along the Delaware Bay shore, and I would encourage you to get in on that action as soon as you possibly can before those fish get on the move. Tog, the Blackfish season in New Jersey has come to an end as of Friday, May 1st. Our last report comes from Mike Hassel, who brought in a 6-pounder to Avalon Hodgepodge. That action will kick up again in the summer here in New Jersey, but if you're looking for blackfish, I would ask you to consider going down to Delaware. Their blackfish season is open through May 11th, and they're still catching the fish. They've got 3 fish bag limit through May 11th. Sam Dyott was on the Captain's Lady out at Bowers Beach for a 7.14-pound blackfish just the other day. Cod, the party boats, yeah, they're sailing for bluefish. They're also taking folks offshore for the cod bite, which is continuing on boats like the Norma Kay. Nice big cod offshore. We should still have them through the summer. I know charter boats like the Machine have been getting out. and really enjoying a great time on the cod action as well. Black drum up and down the coast. We've got black drum reports coming in from Cliffwood and Union Beach as well. So get those clams, look for those bunker, get in on the action. And if you want to take a look at some actionable items to get out on the water, check out this Contender. There's a brand new Contender dealership in New Jersey. This Saturday, Valhalla Yacht Sales on Route 9 in Bass River has a bunch of these beautiful boats on the water. Come check them out. You can come check out the great service line here, and this Contender, this one that's standing behind me, that's sitting behind me, is up for sale for a $25 donation to the RFA. Your opportunity to win this great boat. Not for sale, $25 a chance. Come check it out this Saturday at Valhalla Yacht Sales. And if you're into fluke, don't miss, it's all about the fluke at the Real Seat in Brielle. Dave Arbeitman at Brielle has a great lineup of fluke presentations planned for this weekend and some outstanding specials. Fluke starts May 22nd, so get those boats ready, get them in the water, and get in on the action with the Fisherman and thefisherman.com.
To receive the latest fishing reports, subscribe to the Fisherman's YouTube page. Click subscribe, then click the settings button and check Send Me Updates. You'll now receive notifications of the latest Fisherman YouTube videos and reports. If you're already a subscriber, make sure you've checked Send Me Updates in the settings so you receive the latest notifications.